Are you ready? Are you ready?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Bad Podcast, Brad and Dawain. We actually got another guest with us in the studio. We're live. Me and Brad are here live. We also have a guest there. Before we get into our guest, Brad, man, what are we here to talk about?
We're going to talk about balance. First and foremost, know what I'm doing sitting down. It's like I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do when I'm sitting down. So got the quote here from Jana. That's all I'm going to say. Jana Kingsford. Balance is not something you find. It's something you create.
Man, that's good, brother.
Yeah. And the reason I want to talk about this, D, is because we have a bodybuilding champion.
A pro.
A mom.
Yeah.
Right.
All the things.
A personal trainer.
Uh-huh.
A teacher.
What Shane said earlier, he said a normal job.
Mm.
A teacher.
A normal 9 to 5.
Yes. I mean, you have to find balance. You have to create balance. Can we talk about your lifestyle and the choices and routines you make on a daily basis? Let's just open it up with that.
Well, before we do that,
Yeah.
just let her introduce herself.
Yeah,
man.
man, goodness gracious.
So my name is Sarah Hobson, and what he said.
That might be the best intro we've ever had.
It might be. It might be. So I guess jump into it, Sarah. Talk about the multiple hats, the multiple things while being an athlete, and being a mom, because it's a different dynamic when you're a mother versus being a father. And I'll just be real. Like our minds don't like y'all. Like I couldn't imagine being on prep and running a household. So I'm gonna just give you the floor to just kind of talk about that experience and how you were able to be successful with it.
Sure. Okay, sounds good. So it's hard for me because I'm naturally a night owl. So I like to stay up really late, but I have to get up early for my teaching job. So I stay up pretty late just to have some me time. I get up around 5:15, and then I get my son ready for school. He comes to school with me where I teach at, and then we just have the school day. After that, we do homework together, and we drive home. I immediately go and change for the gym, and I don't stop and think about it. It is such a routine for me. I just do it. So I walk in that front door, I immediately go to my closet, change clothes, hop in the car, go to the gym. That's when Shane takes over and he does dinner for the kids. So I'm able to get my workout in, do some cardio, head home, help with bedtime. And then after bedtime is when I have time to just get ready for the next day. So I'm packing lunches and I eat my dinner really late. And then finally, by the time I sit down, I like to just read a little bit, scroll social a little bit, do something for E2M, and then watch a little bit of TV and then go to bed. So that's my day. It's just go, go, go. It's very, very jam-packed.
I like jam-packed. I like staying busy. There's a couple things that you said in there. One, I'm a big Top Gun guy. I'm a big Tom Cruise guy. And one of the things you said, you don't think, you just do, right? And without like getting too deep on this, without thinking and just taking action, you have to have a set of routines in place, which you do. You're prepared on a daily basis. And to take on the next day, you said something else that I really liked was you prepared the night before. And with our demographic, one of the primary things of why people don't take action first thing in the morning is they're not prepared. They don't have their socks and shoes out ready. They don't have their shorts. They don't have their headband. They don't have their sunglasses ready to go first thing in the morning. And that's their first avenue to escape what they're supposed to be doing. So let's talk about preparedness, preparation, and what are the things that you do at night? You said you lay out your clothes. What else do you do to prepare for the next day?
Well, since I commute to get to my school where I work at, and my son's in 3rd grade. He's still pretty young. He's 8 years old, and I don't want him getting up earlier than he has to. So I do everything possible the night before. So when I get up, I just quickly get myself ready. Then I wake him up. He throws clothes on, and usually he's eating breakfast in the car. But I don't like to just reduce stress in general. I like to get as much done as possible the night before. That way, I'm just not running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Yeah, it's funny as we talk about this. there's also distractions in life, right? And you know, I don't like to consider my kids a distraction or work distraction. Those are everyday, you know, life things. And and but you're caught off guard sometimes. And right now we're experiencing technical difficulties, but temporary, right? And but you learn to deal with those ebbs and flows. Now you are a real life school teacher.
Mhm.
I have a great place in my heart for school teachers because I did it for a decade. And I miss my kids dearly, as anybody here knows. But let's talk about you know, your teaching and how you can sort of balance your teaching lifestyle, your mom and lifestyle, your training lifestyle, and all the lifestyles kind of
Mhm. Mhm.
all a culmination of the lifestyles.
Well, one thing that really sticks out in my mind of, if I was going to give advice to someone or something that's really helped me a lot is you hear the words routine and consistency all the time.
Mm,
But what it means to me personally is the more routine I am and the more I practice that, no matter what it is in life, whether it's grading papers or meal prep, or whatever it could be, the more you do it and the longer you do it for that routine and consistency, the faster and the more efficient you get.
Mhm.
So things that, maybe stressed you out in the beginning, you just keep at it, you just keep doing it, you keep doing it, and then it becomes less and less stressful because it's just you just flow with it.
Mhm.
So like for example, I talk about this all the time to friends and people who are interested in competition prep. When I prep for a show, you hear some people doing it in 12 weeks. So I can't do that because I don't live the prep lifestyle all year round. Like I eat really healthy and I like to get in a decent amount of time in the gym, but prep is a whole new story, a
for
whole
sure.
different story. It's a whole different lifestyle. So I give myself a lot of time before just to get into that routine. And then that way I have the time to give myself grace and I'm not too hard on myself and I can ease into it instead of just, running full speed ahead and then ending up failing basically.
Hmm. I like that. And you probably have a million things to say on prep.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's you know, it's tough. Like I mentioned when we opened up, like I couldn't imagine having to juggle the responsibilities. But I see, how you do it when you make the prep longer, then it actually gives you a little bit of space with that. So you are a pro bodybuilder, earned your pro card. And I remember, if you guys you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you watch the Natural Best. This is Sarah from Natural Best, also Sarah from Eat to Win Premium. Make sure you check those things out if you're not in there. But I just remember your story, about getting into bodybuilding and how, what inspired you. So I want you to share that with our bad audience, tell them that story that got you started so many years ago.
Sure. So in high school and growing up, I was very underweight. Um, I'm not really sure why I think that's just my body naturally is like that. I moved to North Carolina from Ohio for a teaching job and I joined a gym and I saw a girl working out there and was just like loved her overall look. She was very strong looking. She had muscle to her without overdoing it. And I just approached her and asked her. And I knew nothing about bodybuilding, really didn't even know that it was even a thing for women in the competitions. I didn't know anything about it. But she told me about it. And then I found a coach who got me ready for my first show and just fell in love with it and have been doing it for a long, long time.
That what's cool about that, because I'm sure you picture in your mind, that young lady that you saw for the first time. So now, where you are now, like, how do you measure up? Like, you wanted that body, like what? Because I did that. Like, I there's a guy that inspired me, and when I was stepped on stage, I put our picture side by side. I was like, oh man, I actually did it.
Yeah.
So how did that work for you?
It just takes time. Like my first show, I think I was expecting to win it all. I was like, I got this. And I did pretty well actually, but I compare my pictures of my first competition to pictures 10, 15 years down the road. And there is a massive difference because it just takes so much time, especially for women naturally to put on muscle. So you just have to be patient.
Yeah, no, that's patience is the name of the game. And I'm glad you brought that up, because what I see now that I'm in the bodybuilding world is a lot of people trying to rush that process. Muscle takes time. Like You can lose fat fast, and this is for the E2M folks. We've taught you how to lose fat in 8 weeks or 4 weeks. You can't add muscle in 8 weeks and 4 weeks. It's going to take much longer. It's a slower process, and it's worth it. Like, it's worth the time, but it does not happen as fast as it does when it comes to losing weight. So that's super cool. Well, Sarah, before we get ready to start transition, Brad got a follow-up. Which I know he always got something brewing.
He's got a few things.
Yeah, go ahead with it, man.
The one thing that stuck out to me though is the courage that you had to go up to this individual that you wanted to look like. And I think a lot of times, to have that bravery or have that confidence to go up to somebody and have an open mind saying, hey, I want to look like you, or what did it take to get to be like this? I think that's one of the missing components that a lot of us have, because we are all very we're all very conscious of how we put ourselves out there.
True.
And we don't want to be I guess vulnerable. We don't want to be vulnerable very often. And I think it speaks volumes to who you are and what you are today, because you had that bravery on the front end and you walked right up to her and said, I want to look like you. What did it take? And then you embraced patience and you embraced all those power words that got you to where you are today. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, thank you.
Good stuff. All right, Sarah. So this is the segment of the show. We did not warn you about this. We kind of put Sarah literally just finished the workout. He was like, hey, you want to do an interview? She's like, sure. She's always willing to help out. And we just threw it right in here. But this is a segment of the show where we call it the Do You Know or Did You Know moment. And this is opportunity for you to tell the world something you may not have said on any other podcast, may not have said publicly. They would not know this about you. If it's incriminating, we just ask that you make sure the law, statute, all that stuff is passed, so you won't get any issues there. But this is your chance to do it. You get a little extra time than most people, because usually I can hit the button from where I'm sitting, but I got to walk over there and hit the button. So be thinking about the Do You Know or Did You Know moment after this video. I'm gonna walk over here, Brad. Play some music.
Do you know?
All right, Sarah, what's the Do You Know or Did You Know moment about you that nobody knows about you?
Okay. I can think of two things.
All right, get with it.
One thing, before I started bodybuilding, I was big into martial arts and started in high school, started with Kempo. I dabbled in jiu-jitsu and then Taekwondo when I moved here. But got my black belt and then decided I was ready to move on to something different. That's when I started bodybuilding.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's something no one really knows about me, or not very
That
many
is
people.
no, I had no idea. We'll definitely be treading lightly from now on.
Don't make me bad.
No, that's super dope, man. We appreciate that, and appreciate you sharing that with our listeners. So, anything you want to leave with everybody that's watching? Any words of encouragement, anything you want to lead, and then Brad, I'll let you close it out as I walk over to the laptop to hit the button.
Words of encouragement. I think just really try to maintain a positive attitude, even if you don't feel positive. If you speak, in a positive way, and if you catch your mind trying to think, negative thoughts, just try to catch yourself and turn it around, because that'll really help you to have a better day and a more positive outlook. And also, we talk about having a growth mindset in school all the time. So just being willing to accept advice and accept, if people try to give you critique, and like sometimes in the gym, someone will try to, perfect your form or things like that, and just listen and accept it. And also be willing to help others. And if they need help, kind of offering that up for them too as well. So accepting it and offering it out and helping others. But that's it.
I love it. And just to tackle on or tack on to that self-development, self-growth. I think it was Confucius that said, it's not who you are, it's what you do. So it's not who you are, folks. It's what you do. Take action, make the decision, and go.